Each year, the Arbuckle Award honors a Stanford GSB alum or an individual closely connected with the school for their lifelong leadership in business and their contributions to community and society. Steve is someone who is interested in every important issue. He shows up for every event. He has wise advice on every topic. And he has a magical ability to give everyone the feeling that he is absolutely fully engaged on the things that matter most to them.
I have the honor and privilege, and I will convince you before I'm done, the delight of introducing Steve Denning tonight. This is actually one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Steve and Roberta are the ultimate GSB power couple. They both graduated with the MBA class of 1978, and I've met many of their classmates here tonight. From the early days of our relationship, I recognized the characteristic that makes Steve unusual: his ability to inspire people to do more than they imagine they can do. Through the years, Steve oversaw the transformation of General Atlantic Partners from that small investment firm into a major institution. He catalyzed the global expansion of the Nature Conservancy. He led the successful completion of the biggest capital campaign in the history of Stanford, as well as the leadership transition that positions the university for the future. One of Steve's great legacies is to have encouraged his colleagues in every episode to achieve more because of his assertive, enthusiastic, challenging advocacy, always delivered with his distinctive grin, as if to say, wouldn't it be great if we could achieve this together? This is the magic of Steve Denning. So Steve, I am delighted to introduce you before this audience of your friends and admirers. You've earned our respect and our affection, and I'm thrilled that you're the 48th recipient of the Arbuckle Award.
This may be an individual honor, but I would not be here tonight if it were not for the impact of so many others, so many friends here in the audience. First and foremost, my family. Well, I was born and raised in Salt Lake City at a time when most young people living there expected they would remain in Salt Lake City for their entire lives. I was one of those kids until my senior year in high school, when my father recommended that I take the Naval ROTC scholarship exam. I did so and then proceeded to forget about it and the opportunity it offered until a thick envelope arrived in the mail the following January, indicating that I had been awarded a full scholarship, tuition, room, board, and yes, $50 a month, to any one of 54 universities in the U.S. where I had been accepted. That was the good news. The bad news was that I hadn't applied to any of these schools. I decided to leave McKinsey in September to pursue something new when I was approached by a former McKinsey colleague, Ed Cohen, to help him build General Atlantic, a new direct investment entity. I was eager to do something entrepreneurial, but a direct investment entity wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on anybody's radar because private equity as an asset class fundamentally didn't exist in 1980. However, my offer was contingent upon meeting and receiving approval from the firm's founder and capital provider, Chuck Feeney. We sat down and he asked me a few questions, which I answered to his satisfaction. Then he asked me if I had any questions for him. I said, well, I actually do. Why do you want to build a direct investment entity? He indicated that he believed the only purpose of wealth was to use it to improve the human condition, and that he intended to give away his entire net worth in his lifetime to do just that, to make a positive and impactful contribution to the world. Now, this isn't something that you hear every day. In fact, it's something that you could probably go your entire life without hearing at all. Take a moment and think about it. What is wealth for? Why do we care about profit, margins, returns, return on capital, all of these financial metrics with which we surround ourselves in business? What's the end goal? At General Atlantic, this was our founding mandate. It was unique, it was inspirational, it was an extraordinary opportunity. Through his foundation, the Atlantic Philanthropies, he had given away $8.6 billion, representing virtually his entire net worth, and making him the most giving person by percentages to ever be listed on the Forbes 400. Growing up in Salt Lake City, I never could have imagined any of this. What I've learned in life is that the paths we pursue are often not a function of a grand design we conceive, but rather of how prepared we are to respond to the unplanned opportunities that come our way. Will we stick to preconceived notions and strategies, or will we be adaptable and ambitious to go a new way, to try a new idea, to nurture a new relationship, to take the risk and thus one day be able to accomplish something that is much larger than ourselves? That is what makes the Stanford Business School so special. It brings me to accept this award tonight as a mandate to keep pushing these boundaries, to keep listening, and to keep working to adapt to and capitalize upon the transformational changes that are ahead of us. I thank you for this distinguished award.